jump.
What's up?
Love thy neighbor and love thyself.
Ooh,
You've got to give them your helping hand now. Love thy neighbor, got to love thyself.
ooh.
You've got to give them your helping hand. You got to
Reach out your hand.
see in this reality
What we got is unity. Yeah. Ooh.
family roots grow like a tree,
Grow like a tree. Yeah.
not just blood and relations, children of every nation
Of our creation.
come together and rejoice.
Rejoice, use your heart as your voice.
Unity. Use your heart as your voice. Unity. CSL Kauai, sing along. Unity. Aloha.
Yeah. What do we have?
Unity. And Jeremy and Amy in the house. Thank you.
Mahalos.
How y'all
Welcome,
doing?
everyone.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, have another cup of coffee, you guys.
Oh, I
Oh,
we have a lot on the plate, but before we start, we are going to light our peace
Unity candle
and
now.
Peace and unity candle. So let's take a moment to center. Close our eyes if it feels comfortable. Go to that peace place in the center of your heart.
Oh. No,
And let's take a
sorry.
moment of silence. And so it is. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Well, before we tell you how magnificent y'all are, and before we let you know where you're at and what we really believe here, we have a couple of surprise things happening today. Because this is January, it's a new year, and I am so appreciative of just being here and going on 8 years. And there's a couple of people that we thought we would like to just acknowledge today. in a very special way. And so they have no idea that they're even being acknowledged today. And Rita said, please don't make it long. We have a lot on our plate. But who's she talking to? Hello. So what's happening right here is that we have about, well, it doesn't matter. Let's just call up that first person, shall we? Rob Jones, who has been working. Yes, he's watching you. It's all been planned.
What it says is Center for Spiritual Living Conscious Commitment Award to Rob Jones for his dedication in creating a global ohana through live streaming.
Read that again so he can hear it. Yeah. There you go.
All
So
right.
stand up there. There's a few other people too.
All right.
So our visual man here, look how well orchestrated. Somebody's already taken over your job, man. Okay, so how do you do visual without sound? And these people have been here
For
almost
5 years.
for 5 years, every single Sunday, Jonathan Lee. And what does Jonathan say?
Center for Spiritual Living Kauai Conscious Commitment Award to Jonathan Lee for his dedicated volunteer service to the audio department.
There you go. There you go. Nice social distance. Yeah, bump. So everything goes in threes for at least the moment. So I'd like to give myself the award for. No, I am so kidding you. There's a man that's here all the time and also has taught Rita and I, right, how to. That we can have coffee delivered to us. I've never had that ever. In my whole life, somebody think that we're that special. But this man is doing things all over the place. He's that wonderful greeter that tells you either you can come in or you can't. Ron Stover. Ron Stover.
Where are you?
Where is he? What does his say?
You ready? Center for Spiritual Living Kauai Conscious Commitment Award to Ron Stover for his tireless dedication to the CSL Kauai Ohana.
There you go. Go ahead.
All right, so yeah,
Just
so
go.
these
We
three
just want to
people,
get a picture of you.
these three people, I mean, really, 5 years straight without really missing a Sunday, you know, besides maybe an emergency here and there. But I just want to say thank you.
And that we love
All
you.
right,
Thank
all
you.
right.
Give it up. Give it up. Now go on back to your sound, visual, and refill the coffee. All right.
All right, get back to work. Thank you.
We love you guys.
love
Thank
you.
you so, so much.
Thank you.
We wanted to make sure it was a
makes
surprise.
me
I
wanna
think
cry.
it was. They looked surprised.
Really, really, really. So, welcome again, everyone. And if you're here for the first time online, I don't think there's anyone here for the first time. We'll get to them later. But here we are. We practice the beautiful, beautiful philosophy called the science of mind and spirit. And we know that it's a philosophy because it's based on so many great philosophers throughout ancient history to the present moment, including Ernest Holmes himself. And it is a religion, so to speak, because we seek to know God, and we know God is within us. And it is a way of life, a science, because we get to prove it. And we get to prove it in our lives. And we do. And thank you for being here today. I'm so grateful. This is a very special Sunday because it's our annual membership meeting Sunday. And it just makes us reflect on wow, on the wow of the science of mind and the wow of all of you. So thank you. Yes.
We are so appreciative. This morning I woke up, I just said, wow, going on 8 years, guys. I mean, I know guys isn't the political term that I should be using, but you know what? When I'm in your house, I'll say it that way. When you're in my house, we'll do it my way. So I have to let you know that there are some magnificent, magnificent people in this audience today, right where you are, and that's all of you. Is there anybody here for the first time? I don't think so. Hi, guys. All right, but there's some people online always, because it comes up, not that you're new, but it comes up all around the world. We're a global community. Are you aware of that? We are a global community. And so we have something to say to whoever could be possibly new on there, don't you think? Ready?
You are magnificent.
Oh my gosh. I see Ray there, though. Remember Ray there? He's watching.
Michael
we have
and Carrie.
Michael and Carrie and Shara and Miss Nancy and I. Oh, that's Rumper Do. We are so happy with you, but we know that about you because what? We know it about ourselves, right? Let's put it right here. I am magnificent. I don't know if that wasn't enough at home. Say it to who's ever next to you here. Let somebody know who they are. I know you're magnificent. I know that Marion and Glenn are magnificent. I see John Denver right there.
Magnificent.
Thank you.
Magnificent.
You are magnificent.
You are
magnificent. And then we have, speaking of magnificent, don't we have a magnificent opening song?
For sure.
Wow.
Oh, we know this one.
Peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Love like the ocean.
I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean in my soul. In my soul. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean in my soul.
Joy like a fountain.
I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
And so, right here, right now, I just feel that joy, that love, that peace, all of it right here within my heart, knowing that that peace, that love, that joy is expressing through each and every one of us here. And as I go within, what I claim is that right here, right now, in this moment, during this time together, that we are already expanded. We are already in that love and that peace and that joy at even a greater level, right here and right now. We come here to celebrate, and I know the universe answers with a big yes to us. Yes, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Celebrate the divinity that we are. Celebrate the joy that we are, the peace, the love. It is all good, and I know this time unfolds in that total and complete perfection. As I give gratitude for it, as I release my word, as I let it go, as I let it be, as I say, and so it is.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
In my soul.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Yay. Thank you. And now we would like to welcome up Roseanne Jones, who will lead us in our meditation and treatment. Oh, get your mic, honey. Oh. Honey. She is my honey. One of my honeys.
Roseanne, also known as Honey.
That's how
right, Honey? From Jones?
We got lots of honeys.
Okay, as we settle down and settle into our seats and get ready for that quiet time, I have a seed thought for you to take into this meditation time if you choose. And it's by Helen Keller. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. Enjoy your time. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. And continuing in this sacred moment and knowing the truth that there is only one spirit, one force, one reality in life. And that is the creator of everything, is the creator of each of us. And this spirit works in and through its creation. So that means it's working in and through each of us at every moment. And what I know is that spirit is the guiding force of vision for myself, my interactions, and my very own integrity. And I know that just as dawn comes after the darkest moment of the night, I know and accept that the light that comes into our world is the light of God, of Spirit. And that light and love and clarity are shining for each of us. And knowing this, I also know that God's light reveals that love can heal everything. And I know that this force working in and through me and in and through each of us, sitting here in this room and far beyond, hearing my voice, that this is the spirit and the force that heals. It heals all things physical. It heals all things emotional. So whatever comes up to be healed, please know it is being healed right now as I speak. And I also know that if there's any financial struggles, difficulties, or concerns, that those are being healed right now as I speak. That God's light and vision heals it all. And I also know that in any personal relationship with those very close to you or those even far away, that spirit of love can heal any disruptions or misunderstandings. All it takes is for us to allow that healing spirit to work in and through us. And also in that creativity that is what we were born with, because that is who and what God is. Spirit is creative, created the universe, so that force is in us to propel us to be ever more creative at each moment in time. So knowing this and so grateful for it, I accept all of these blessings for me and for each person, knowing the truth. And as I release my word into that law, God's law that always says yes, and we affirm together, and so it is.
As a star I will shine through time to all that I need till the day when I fade back into the cosmic sea. And forever, 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 the sound will carry on, the sound of creation. Forever, 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 we will shine in the light all together, all together. Oh.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Roseanne. I looked over there for her. She's back there already doing something else. Thank you. So how appropriate that our subject matter today, our message is about letting our vision drive our decision, since it's the day of our annual meeting. And this whole place is based on a decision that two people made and then expanded into all of this. So we've been teaching the power of decision and practitioner class at the same time. And there's been so many revelations. And one of them for me was this idea of critical thinking, that we have, all of us, the ability to think critically, to analyze, to discover our lives in greater ways if we choose. Like we get to decide, we get to use it to like decipher our beliefs if we want, and then figure out if they're serving us or not, and whether we want to change them or not. And that's what we're talking about in our class a couple of weeks ago. And I thought to myself, oh my God, wouldn't it be great if the whole world really used their critical thinking skills? What would the world look like, if people weren't led by just remote beliefs that they have that they don't even know they have, and power over others and things like that, and they actually thought. But I realized that was not really. It was a nice vision, but it's the most important thing for each of us is to know that we can do it for ourselves. And the more of us that think our lives from a higher place, the more the world changes, right? And we live by example. So the other thing that we talked about in class was our life being like we're projectors, and we're projecting onto a screen our life. So if we want to see our life, we just have to look at the screen, and there it is. And so I came up with this exercise called building a bridge of consciousness. And you have your screen here, that's your life, and you have the screen you want to get to. Perhaps there's a screen that you want for your life. So you've got two screens. So how do you get from this screen to that screen? Well, you have to build consciousness. You have to have a vision. You have to build consciousness, because everything is consciousness. So if there is this law of cause and effect that we've been talking about, in this energy, and we're vibration, and we're vibrating, and we're bringing things toward us, or we're pushing them away, do we truly believe that? Because that's the place we have to start. And sometimes people will believe it, but they don't believe it for themselves. And I think it's worth looking at that within yourself if you do believe it, and if you believe it for yourself. If you believe that you can really use this power, and that you can have a vision, and that you're willing to make a decision, basically, because you're going to be making your decisions based on your vision. So where are your visions coming from? Are they coming from your feeling small about yourself, or are they coming from a bigger place? And that doesn't mean you have to start the next movement, but, like Martin Luther King or something, but just for your own life, to have a vision of how you want your life to be, and realize that you get to do that. You get to do that because of the energy that you are, and because of the power that you have. So one of the things Ernest Holmes talks about is starting where you are. And this always makes me feel better, because sometimes we think we have to be over here in this big thing, and we're feeling here maybe not feeling that big right now, or maybe we're not feeling good or whatever. And I'm talking about physically good or whatever. But he says having a strong picture or mental concept and holding to that equivalent, regardless of circumstances or conditions, we must sooner or later manifest according to the concept. So it's having that strong vision, that strong picture of yourself, and then it has to manifest if we keep with it. It follows then that the range of our possibilities at the present time does not extend far beyond the range of our present concepts. So we have to bring ourselves, even when we're having troubles, to a bigger vision for ourselves. And we induce that concept into law, and then it has to demonstrate as our experience. So I didn't write these down, but these are people, I'm not going to read them all, but that had a vision for their life, obviously, and had contradictory things happening for them. And I'm going to read you my favorite ones. Okay, one of them was Fred Astaire. Maybe that's because I'm a performer. But is it Fred Astaire? Yes. After his first screen test, his audition screen test, they wrote, can't act, can't sing, slightly bald, can dance a little. These are facts, all right? At his first audition, Sidney Poitier, does everybody know who he is? Maybe some, yeah, we're all old enough, most of us, to know who he is, was told by the casting director, why don't you stop wasting people's time and go out and become a dishwasher or something? Okay, and then I'll read you this. I'm picking all the artists because I'm an artist myself, but Lucille Ball began studying to be an actress in 1927. She was told by the head of instructor of the John Murray Anderson Drama School, try any other profession. If any of these people had listened to try any other profession, he said to her. So the point being, like, they had a vision for their life, and it wasn't based on what people said about them, obviously. And I know for myself that I have gotten, in my past, discouraged by what people have said about me. And when I let that happen, I didn't progress the way I could have progressed because I was wanting approval, right? And if you have a strong enough vision, and if what Ernest Holmes is saying, you hold that concept regardless of circumstances or conditions, it has to manifest. And that, CSL Kauai was built that way. Plenty of people had plenty of things to say about us, take my word. But, what happens is when you have a strong enough vision, like it's like the universe picks you up and carries you to it. It really does. You're walking and everything, and you're making your progress and everything, but you're not working so hard because you believe in what you're doing and because you trust that force. And that's where it all starts, is trusting that force. So we have to make true decisions. Like, what's a true decision? Based on our vision, right? A true decision is when nothing can come in and deter you. Nothing. You've made a decision. I've made a couple of decisions this week, and I'm not going to necessarily talk about them right now, but that I know now that nobody can deter me from this decision. Now, that's not always the case, right? You make a decision, and something happens in your outer world, and just like I said, with these people here that we were talking about, but even for ourselves, something happens in our outer world and it just gets to be too much and we decide we're not going to do it. It wasn't necessarily a true decision. Or maybe we just made another decision based on what happened. But what I say is if it's a true decision and it's something you're supposed to be doing, you won't let anything deter you, that you'll know and you'll just keep moving toward it. Whether it's you want to live in another country and you decide, or you want to start a project, or you just want to be more happy in life. You just want to be happy. And so, or you want to have a better relationship with who you're with, or you just want to have a relationship. Then you have to become the thing that it is that you want. If you want a better relationship, you have to become the things that better relationship is. Right? That's how I manifested my relationship. I know that because I wanted a spiritual partner. And so I didn't necessarily have one at the time. So I started to become spiritual myself. I started to make myself what I wanted in a partner. And pretty soon, the way it all ended up working out, voila. But it is the way it happens. Because we think, like, if we can't create from a lack, we can't create prosperity. We have to become prosperity before we can create it. We can't like go, oh, please, I can't pay my bills, blah, 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 blah. That's not the way it works. We have to feel rich in however we are in that moment. And, and giving gratitude for whatever is and starting to get that vibration. Like what I said, the vibration is what's bringing the things towards you, what you're vibrating at. And I know, in this world, it can be hard. We can get dragged down. I say turn off the news and for a moment anyway, and go into your mental closet and get your vibration back up. So we don't want to be having our head in the sand, but we can take news fasts now and then and just allow if that's what's dragging us down. But it's our vibration that has to be, and making true decisions. And then if we have a belief, like when we're children, we've had plenty of things said to us, sometimes really great things, and then sometimes not so great things. And we've had maybe they weren't even said to us, maybe it's the way we were treated, and that made us make our own beliefs about ourselves. And then we've carried those into our adult life. And we think that, these these beliefs are running the show, basically, or we don't even know that we have them. Like, I have a belief that I always work on. It's the belief that I'm not enough. And I had a real epiphany with it this week. And then I made a decision about it, and now I'm working on it. Because if you don't make a decision that you want to change belief, you think you can't change a belief, but you can. Of course, you have to know what the belief is. So you don't need to know where it came from. You just need to know that that's a belief I have. That's because everything that's guiding your vision, that's guiding all your decisions, is coming from your beliefs. It is. If you think, whatever you think about yourself, that's what's guiding you. So you got to look at that, and then you just say, wow, I don't want to think that anymore. And then what happens? You make a decision, a true decision, or not, or not. You're not forced to do anything. And then you shift the belief. Is it easy to shift a belief? I think for myself, I have to practice to shift the belief. Every time it comes up, I'm working with this Joe Dispenza meditation. I totally recommend it. It's a water meditation. And it gives you a thing where when it comes up, you say change. And you just keep saying change. And you keep saying change. And you go to the belief that you want. And I'm going to tell you it works. So whether it has to do with your money, your health, whatever, there's ways in spiritual mind treatment changes beliefs because it directs your mind in the direction that you want it to go. So I believe that that having a vision is important for our lives. And it doesn't have to be like a big vision, like I said. I mean, but all the great changes in the world have made from people who have had vision, either for themselves, they've made great changes in their life, or for the whole world, like a Martin Luther King, or even a Moses that led people, the people out of Pharaoh's iron fist or whatever. They had a vision, and they didn't let anything deter them. It wasn't easy. And we might be just wanting to change one little thing about our life that, or sustain something that we're really enjoying. And sometimes it can creep in like, oh, is this going to last or whatever. We have control over our thoughts. We have control over our beliefs. And we have the ability to build vision for ourselves and to make a decision and to know that our decision is answered by that beautiful, amazing energy that we call the law of cause and effect, however you want to say it. So I say meditate on the visions of our life. Look at our movie screen and see if we like it. But we're always expanding, right? There's always more. So I mean, if we're not done, we're a work in progress all the time. So there's always going to be there's going to be more that we want to experience. And so look at that, and then if we're done, we're done. That's another thing, and that's fine too. But look at both and say, oh, and just realize it's only consciousness. That's all it is that's building that bridge. And then look at the beliefs that might be holding you back, because it's not anybody else's fault. It's us. We have to look at it, because nobody can stop us from something we truly, 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 truly want to experience. And then make the decision to change the beliefs. It's a decision. And do it. Get help if you need it. We've got great help here at CSL Kauai, and turn on YouTube. There's plenty of help there. It's true. And just to know that we're infinite intelligence. And we watched that beautiful film, the one about my octopus teacher. Has everybody seen it? If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's on Netflix. Get somebody that has Netflix. But there's this part in the film where one of his arms gets severed by a shark, and the octopus, the octopus, and he goes, and the octopus goes into his little cave. All right, guys, please just let me tell the story. I don't care what she's a he or a she. It's an it. All right. Anyway, she goes into her little cave, and she stays there, and the gentleman is wondering, is she going to be okay, everything. And when she comes back out, she started to grow her little arm back. And he thought she was just sleeping or hurt, but the whole time she was percolating in there. And it's infinite intelligence. That's infinite intelligence, right? And I thought, that's what we all have within us. We don't necessarily know how to grow our arms back yet, but we do have artificial arms, right? So we've done it in that way, but that's infinite intelligence. And and the octopus just knows it, And we have that same opportunity to just know it. That's our intuition inside of us. So, yeah, big vision, beautiful little vision, good vision, definitely. And just trust yourself that your life is going in the direction that you want it to go. So, namaste. Yay.
So I wrote a song a couple weeks ago for our daughter Ella, and it's called Crystalline Star. And I hope you guys enjoy this. This was to help me, help myself, help her, and go through these teen years, you know, and we just always sending her lots of love. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. There is no day.
There is no day
That we won't be here,
right
by your side, to help you on your way. There is no time.
There is no time.
There is no day.
There is no day
We won't be
here, right by your side,
to help
you on your way.
'Cause your heart surely knows we'll lead you through the maze, and every
Crystalline star, we praise who you are, shining with you always.
there is a way,
There is a
way to let go,
way to let go,
way to be here, to face any fear, so your heart will
unfold.
'cause your heart surely knows we'll lead you through the maze, and every
Crystalline star,
will praise who you are,
shining with you always.
and I know you'll find
I know you'll find
your reason and right
reason and right.
deep down inside, where
Water still flows, you're a beautiful soul.
'cause your heart surely knows we'll lead you through the maze, and every crystalline star will praise who you are, shining with you always, and every crystalline lion star will praise who you are, shining with you always. Thank you.
Ella. That's for our daughter, Ella.
I'm just going to grab these boxes.
It's again appropriate, right on time. I was thinking about you, Jeremy. No, he got nervous there. I saw that. When you were singing that, when you both were singing that, what great parents, I already know you are. And whether or not your kids are ready to admit that yet, that's not the point. But what I was thinking is that for those of us who maybe did not have that beautiful song and that feeling of heart, that's what we have in spirit. And it was so clear to me when you were saying we have this power that absolutely loves us, that we've been talking about all month, loves us so much that it planted itself, that energy in us. And that no matter how dark it gets or what life feels like the maze, or what motorcycles come up and right in, that we have that. So thank you for that reminder, because I think it went really even beyond your children and went on to the universal truth of that's what we have, whether or not we had it growing up or not. So your children are very blessed, and I know you're very blessed with your children. And thank you for your continuous creativity.
Wow.
Yes. So I would like to invite you right now to poise yourself for some possible insights. What do you think? If you're wondering why I'm standing so tall today, it's because I'm wearing my new Calvin Klein sweater, shirt, call it whatever you want, and it feels darn good. And I know what you're all thinking right now. Boy, his hair looks good. And if you're wondering about my GQ feeling that I'm having right now, once again, anyway, I'm sorry, I digressed. I was telling Charles earlier that I lost my train of thought because I saw a mirror. But I'm here all week. But all back to being poised in insight. Oh, boy. Yeah. It's good to see smiles upon your face. Do you know laughter and smiles is probably the best medicine there can ever be? And crying, actually, as well. So, a vision's just a vision if it's only in your head. If no one gets to hear it, it's as good as dead. That's from Sunday in the Park with George. And I always use this when I talk about vision. I speak about vision because how many times have we kept it to ourselves, wanting to maybe daring to let people know what our true vision really is? And so this has brought up a lot today, not only because of the annual meeting, but when you start looking at your past and where you've come from and where you're at now. January, we've been talking all about power, to the point of talking a lot about power. And now we get the opportunity, if we're poised for insight, to use this power consciously. This year, my big intention, is to try to live as conscious as I possibly can. Because the price I pay for being unconscious is no longer worth it. Because it is an interesting experience when I just allow myself to react and not respond. So I looked up having a vision. What does having a vision mean? Well, it means something different to all of us. It said having a vision means we have a clear sense of purpose. If I were to define vision, I would say it's purpose. And it says it means we have a much larger picture of our life and our affairs. It means it goes beyond pro and con lists, right? It goes beyond what people say, and that's so perfect, Rev Rita, about that idea that, oh my God, how many times have I allowed my vision and have my bubble bursted, as they would say, Because I ask too many times, what do you think? Have you ever noticed that's really not the best way to do it? Once you have made a decision and you're strong with it, and you go, ha ha, what do you think? And then they tell you what they think. And then your little boy or little girl comes up and goes, okay, Mom, he's got me. I remember my mom, that blessed lady. I go, well, that's not what I want to do. I made a decision. And she said, well, then you shouldn't have asked me. Because you asked me what I thought, now I'm going to tell you what I think. And I think you moving to New York may not be the greatest idea right now. Well, I never wanted to talk to you about it anyway, Mom. I mean, so she goes, because what you're really saying is you've already made up your mind. You already made the decision, right? Very, very, very fun. So, vision plus decision plus action equals demonstration. And you have to have all three, by the way. The vision is the purpose. What is my purpose? God, we said that so many times now. Who am I? What is my purpose? And I used to think it was just a really fun new age thing to do in the 80s, but there really is absolute truth behind it. Who am I? What is my vision? How do I see? How do I see this center? That's been a really big one for Rita and I. How do we go forward still navigating a pandemic? You'll find out at today's meeting. And just about for, but how do you do that? You do that by using the power that says, pandemic or whatever, what have you decided to do? And I'm here to back you. I'm here to love you. I'm here to help you through the maze. But we keep going, at least I do, to those well-meaning people. There's nothing wrong with getting feedback from people. It's sometimes helpful. But I would suggest, I would invite, that we make a true decision to ourselves before we enter into that realm. Because if we had sat on our vision, we would never be here. To me, that just blows me away, that we could have listened when they said, oh, the high-pitch thing is just... we're going to Kauai, dun 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 dun. And they go, that's great. Oh, that's smart. That's good. Do you have a plan? I'm going. Well, first of all, bring the pitch down to a regular pitch, because I always know if you have a high pitch, you might be lying to me. It's like, oh, love that idea. Good. But I was thinking today, if we had bought that vision, and sometimes Rita was much stronger than I, and then sometimes I was stronger in the moment than she was, when they were saying, well, you share a stage with somebody and lots of things happen. But that's where I'm at with this whole idea that we made a decision and we took action upon it. And everyone, it's very glamorized, isn't it? Rocky is very glamorized, running to the top, and everybody's like, but actually that's not how it really feels all the time, by the way. Sometimes you get really scared, and then you're thinking, why'd I do this in the first place? I should have listened to all the naysayers. I feel much better now. But it's this power that we talk about every Sunday that we get to bring into our decision making. And there's a lot to make a decision about. So my question to all of us is, what's fueling your vision? What fuels you? Fuels. When somebody comes to me and they say, I have this idea, I fuel them with that divine energy. Unless you're going to come to tell me that you're going to go hurt someone, you're going to have my support. Because your life is your business, however you want to live it. Isn't that the greatest? A parent or anyone can come to you and say, what's your vision? What's your purpose? I'm here for you. Not tell you about, excuse me, I'm going to go pull from my past and let you know, and they go through the Rolodex. Not the Rolodex, the computer. Who still has a Rolodex? Yeah. Anyway, back to where I was. So do you have a vision for your future? And here's what I love. What is your vision for the garden of your mind? What's your vision? We got this incredible garden. We were looking at the books and everything from this last year, and we just went, if we had listened to most people that said, it's here, meow, we would have went meow. But we didn't have a thing like, we're going to survive. No, what ours was, how do we stay connected? How do we breathe ourselves and love ourselves to where we're sitting in this room right now? And then as we navigate further, where do we, so that there's the 99, we were saying those seeing the Facebook memories of this place, you know. Remember when we were like this? It's like, how you doing? Oh my God, we're there again. We will be there again soon. That's the other thing that about this thing about motivating. All we really want to hear right now, and I think I've said it before, is that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I am a firm believer of that. There is nothing worse to me, anything worse than saying, look at what we got. Whatever you believe about the vaccine, I don't care. We're not here for that platform. But I'm going to tell you something. The thing I don't want to hear is, yeah, but it may not work. Whatever you're going to do with it, no. Light at the end of the tunnel. We're not going to, they say, you know, we might have to get used to these masks for the next 10 years. You're going to get used to it for the next 10 years. Because I know a power that works within me that says, I just can't see it. You have a little, it's okay. Yeah. We're only going to be quiet for a moment just because I'm sending some love to my brother over there. So I want to tell you about this lady that I heard about. She's 92 years old. And her name is Peggy Jones. And I've just been fascinated with this lady because I've seen her on Facebook and I've seen her. I just want to briefly tell you her story because I think it says a lot about vision. So she's 92. She just lost her husband. I don't know when this was written, but she had lost her husband of 70 years. 70 years, wow. 70 years. And so she's one of these women that have all of her makeup on by 8 o'clock in the morning. That would not be Rita. But she has this impeccable way of meeting her day. And so she decided that since she lost her husband that she needed to go to a nursing home. And so she was sitting there, and the young attendant came up, and she's waiting for her room very patiently. I loved her picture because she just looks like, you know, just elegant. And they said, your room's ready. And everything is this, and she started describing the room, and she goes, I love it. I love it. And she was like this girl that just got a puppy. Oh my God, I love this. And she was so excited about her room. And the girl said, but you haven't seen it yet. I don't need to. Why would I even need to see it? I love it. And these are some of her words that she used in that conversation. Whether I like the room or I don't, or how, if it depends on how the furniture is arranged, it's how I arrange my mind. I already decided to love it. Do you feel that? Do you feel into that? So that meant that her conditions didn't own her. And then she said, old age is like a bank account. You withdraw from it what you've put in. And I thought, wow, this is science of mind teaching right here. This is the mystics have been talking about it forever. Wow. So it speaks to me from a place of act as if. That's the key. You have a vision. We must act as if it is already done. That is spiritual mind treatment. We aren't saying we're going to pray and cross our fingers. We say it is done. And then we act accordingly. And we know what that means, that we can't enter doubt or worry. You know, did you like my Michael Beckwith quote on Facebook today, certain people? Yeah, I know. I was just joking because I saw somebody that did say it. Michael Beckwith says that worry has no transformational value. And I went, oh, how true. So she's not worried. She's 92 and she's saying, I love it all. She decided to love it before she had it. And I am just inviting us all to take that one little gem today and say, I'm going to make a decision. And I'm going to love it. I thought how many times, and I went to bed last night, and I didn't say how today was going to unfold, but I said how I was going to feel today. How are we going to feel today? And nobody can take that away from us, no matter what the conditions are. That's what she's reminding us of. So I'm leaving you with this idea of capturing your vision. And you think, oh, capture your vision. It sounds so closed in, it sounds so warrior. But I have more to that quote. Capture your vision and then set it free to grow, expand, and manifest. That's what we're doing. Capturing it, taking it in our heart. Are you sure that's what you want? Are you sure that's what you're choosing? Is this what you want? Yeah, a good father, a good mother will say, yeah. You sure that's what you want? And then they whisper, that silent whisper of spirit, and says, if you change your mind, that's okay too. That's okay too. Because you just have to make another decision after that. How many times have we made those decisions acting like this is it? We have to continue with this beautiful Ohana global community, continue to make decisions on a daily basis. To say, check in. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Yeah. Right? I love you. I love you. Namaste. 70 years, lady.
I was trying to do the math. It's still possible.
God, you look good at 120.
Yeah. Exactly. Why not? All right. All right. Why not? There's people that live to be 120.
Oh.
And they're in good health.
Yes. Who are you looking at?
And I was looking at Ruth.
Ruth goes, I'm 90s, honey. Don't be.
Oh, my God. Okay. Let's
Honey.
just take a moment to take our contribution out and just to know that it goes to good work here at CSL Kauai and that it's multiplied abundantly in our own lives at the same time. So thank you in advance for the contributions that come in to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. And let's sing as the Malama team comes
And
forward.
for those online, Rob has conveniently put a donate button right there for your pleasure
Thank
and
you.
ours.
Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am. Blessed am I, Spirit am I am the infinite within my soul. I have no beginning and I have no end. All this I am.
mahalo. This is wonderful. This is a vision that you're creating to send out to CSL so that we can continue our vision. And it's so beautiful. I want to thank each of you for doing this. And blessings to everything CSL does.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it is.
So it is.
So it is.
All right, Sue Wood.
We have double suits.
You look so cute today. All right, so as the children, oh no, there's no children today. That's good. Okay.
No, that's not-
No, well, it's not good, but it's it's what it is today.
There's no children today, thank God.
But we did have some mentors step up. So
Yes,
that is
we
wonderful.
did.
Thank
And
you,
so we're getting
Emma,
all that-
and thank
that-
you, Loya, and I'm working on that. And next month we should have them in place. Okay, so just a couple of announcements before we leave here. The first one is when this is over, we are going to probably take a 10-minute break and then go directly into the annual meeting. So if you have to go to the restroom or whatever,
Get
grab a
some
cup of
coffee.
coffee, just do that. But we want to start quickly, so we're not keeping everybody here.
And we are going to make it short. Last year it went really fast and it was beautiful, and so we will continue that tradition.
Okay, and so, all right, and then tomorrow I'm starting the 21 Days of Self-Love on Facebook Live. Yay! I'm
And
all
it's
ready
re-
to
and
do
it's
that.
recorded after
and
that
then
if you
flying
can.
solos.
We'll let them know that about
what?
it's recorded.
Oh,
so
it is
okay.
recorded,
6
so if
a.m.
you don't want to get up at 6 a.m. But there's flyers in the front about that. And then we're going to invite Natalie to come up here. She's going to tell us a little bit about her experience doing flying solo, because we thought that it would be, well, Gabriella thought it would be a good idea to have somebody tell what it was about.
Yes. And I heard you
It's somebody
explaining
that-
it to someone
Somebody
last
actually
week.
experienced.
Yeah.
I want you to grab a mic, so
Yeah.
just, and then.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, you can take that off and we can turn it on. Okay.
So I had the great, amazing blessing of being in the first flying solo that Rita and Patrick did here. And it was a really amazing experience. I've done a lot of workshops in my life, and this one was very unique because of our fearless leaders and their array of talents and skills. And I just want to highly recommend it to people. We had, during the course, we made a timeline of our life. And I had never put my life on a whole paper, like one long strip of paper. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, the stuff I've gone through is like, geez Louise. And I needed spiritual counseling to deal with that. And they were really skilled at guiding us through that rawsomeness of looking at our whole life.
Rawsome, yeah.
It was
remember?
rawsome,
that's
was the
very
word
awesome.
we made for that course. We called it rawsome. It was rawsome. And it was very deep, and it was very beautiful to share that deeply with everybody in the group. And then it was, how do you turn it around and turn it into performance? And once again, Patrick and Rita, being performers, had these amazing skills and taught us acting skills and all kinds of things so that our message would really land with the audience. So it was so wonderful. And I think, there's a part of each of us that wants to be seen and wants to be heard. And so often in life, nobody wants to hear your story. They don't want to hear your drama. And this is an opportunity where people really do. So you have permission to stand up, and there's a whole audience of people who want to hear your story. And I'm going to be one of those people. I'm going to be in the audience, and I want to hear your story. So I want to encourage you to step in. And the other thing I love about this is I really think in this divisive time we're living in, that the thing that's going to heal us is sharing our vulnerability and our humanity, and that's what this course does. So I think this is about healing ourselves and healing our world, and if you're sitting on the fence, I want to give you a little nudge and say, just do it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Natalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing that you're doing that night for the people that come is inspiring them through your journey.
Yes.
So,
All right.
And what
so
else?
That is that. Oh, and the Sacred Journey.
oh yeah.
The Sacred Journey has been postponed to April 16th through the 23rd. We already have 14 people paid and ready to go. And of course, we're always like, staying in the moment and seeing what's going to happen and all of that. But it is open to island people if they want to join it. We put flyers up there, and it's amazing This is our 8th one, and it'll be different this year because of what we're dealing
Right.
with, but it's going to be it's just as wonderful. So
You just have to be available that whole
yeah,
week.
you can't take it if
You know,
you're not
just
going to
like
be available.
Pop in and out. It's
like
yeah.
16th through 23rd of April, and you need to be available to bond with your group and take part in all the activities. But we just want to make sure you knew that it is
Yeah.
open to island
Right.
people, and there are a couple of island people on
Oh,
already.
yeah.
So I think that's it for now.
I think it
Until-
is
so
flying.
the annual meeting will start,
A
right?
membership, if you, one thing is if you think you're a member and you sure you're a member, that's great. But sometimes you think you're a member because we've been together for all these years, but you haven't even become a member as of yet. Doesn't really matter, but we're going to have this month our new membership. So we're going to celebrate you on one of these Sundays. So
That's
there
it.
you go.
All right. All right.
I'm ready.
So let's close out.
How y'all feeling?
Good. I love this. So cute.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Oi, Kaua'i, hula hula li, haoli, ke kalinea, mai hele aku, e noho mai, e aloha no mau Yahweh.
This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So are you shining?
Yes.
I know you are. I invite you right now to go swimming with me. Go swimming in a sea of gratitude, a sea of receptivity. And that's what gratitude does. It becomes a receivership, as our Dr. Joe Dispenza tells us, that we can go swimming in that, and the more we are in gratitude, the more there is a receivership. And I receive such gratitude for each and every person, starting with this entire room, starting with that beautiful camera up there. That all these people are just sitting there watching, being a part of us. I am so grateful for this global community. I'm grateful for the recipients today. Jonathan, Rob Jones, and Ron Stover, for all of their tireless contributions. And for Charles back there, who jumps in. He's the server of servers, my friend. Thank you so much for jumping in and knowing that. We had our Malama, which was Emma and Angela today. And we have the queen over there of distribution, that's Marion Head, who makes sure that the Malama team shows up. And I am so grateful for that. Roseanne Jones, we can't forget about you, because she came up here and just gave of herself through this incredible treatment. I am so grateful for these two that are a constant reminder that music and love is the medicine for all of us. Never, ever, ever stop singing. Never stop playing. That's what we all have. That's our song. That's our song. The Lady of Pearls. This beautiful Rev Rita and her sidekick,
With
Reverend
Calvin
Patrick.
Klein.
So all I know is that right here, the double Sues, that's Sue back there, they're counting our blessings today, counting our abundance. And I am so blessed for CSL Kauai and our beautiful family. I am so grateful that there is a power that works through us and as us, even in the mazes of our lives. That is right here, that divine circuit. So I say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mahalo. Say it with me. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. mahalo. And I release it to the law as the law that always says yes. I let it be so, as together we say. And so it is.
O mahala mahala e oli no lino no. O mahala mahala e oli no lino no. O mahala mahala e oli no lino no. Lino aku lino mai lino no. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Let it shine, let it shine,
Let it shine.
let it shine. Let us shine.
Yay. See you in about 10 minutes.